It's kind of hard to realize that Sarah Jessica Parker is in her 50s until, as a fan, you realize that you're likely in your 30s or 40s and come to understand that you've been around to see the ups and downs of her career. That being said, her reputation has been as a lead, a supporting character, and even an extra at times, since she's gone up and down in her career as it's been seen, but has thankfully never really gone away. There have been years when her popularity was less than she might have wanted, but there's almost never been a time when she's been so far off the radar that expecting her to come back would be impossible. At best, she's had a few setbacks with movies and shows that didn't pan out, but she's always managed to be a name that people know and will expect more out of, and she usually delivers. Here are the 5 best movies of her career. Number 5. Honeymoon in Vegas.
No, I'm just telling you that I won't be a girlfriend forever. There's too much that I want. I want kids and a family.
It's a big hope that no one in the world has a mother that on her deathbed would ask their child not to get married, but it's likely that it has happened all the same. That being the case, Jack agreeing to let a gambler take his fiancée for the weekend is still a big part of any relationship that might require counseling at the end of the ordeal, since gambling away your money is one thing, but agreeing to make the love of your life a part of the bargain is something else, especially when it was without her consent beforehand. All in all, though, they did end up happily ever after, if only after a harrowing adventure that many people might feel would be grounds for immediate divorce. Number 4. The Family Stone.
What's so great about you guys?
Nothing. It's just that we're all we've got.
We're not so great.
Like it or not, the spouse of your choice is going to be judged by your family whether they like them or just tolerate them. In this instance, though, it definitely goes worse for Meredith, since her outlook on life from the get-go is a lot different than the Stone family, who are way more liberal in their thinking and don't take a lot of things that seriously. Throughout the movie, it's shown that she needs to take a chill pill more often than not, but eventually it does come around that with the passing of the family matriarch, things have settled down, the family has united in a much more sensible fashion, and things are now as well as they can be. Number 3. Sex and the City.
Really? We're getting married?
We're getting married.
In a big way, this movie feels a lot like the show, but with a big kick forward, as the women are still kind of developing and finding out what in life they can do with and what they can do without. Carrie and Big are getting serious and taking things to another level, but as most people would know by now, that usually spells trouble on the horizon that needs to be worked through, since marriage is a huge step that a lot of people tend to have an issue with for one reason or another. But in the end, things work out, and all is right with the world as the credits begin to roll and the ladies are back together yet again. Number 2. Hocus Pocus. Yeah, that might get annoying after a while, but it did provide a very comical moment in this movie, as Sarah was easily one of the more appealing parts of the story, and yet kind of creepy at the same time. Looking at this through adult eyes, there are a lot of things about this movie that might appear disturbing, since the witch's affinity for children could be taken down a number of dark paths. But really, the need for their youth and essence is hard to make into anything more vile than what it would appear to be in a fantasy story, since to say anything else about it would just make things weird. Number 1. Footloose.
I don't feel a bit sorry for you. You can't buy a diaphragm for the mail. I'm serious.
Can you imagine living in a town that's outlawed dancing and music? That wouldn't fly in a lot of places in the nation at this time, since dancing and playing music is seen as one of the greatest things in the world. But the fact that Ren uses the Bible to try and combat the law in this town is kind of amusing, since the Bible seems to be useful in instances when people are trying to use it in ways to stifle others. When all is said and done, though, music and dancing are forms of expression that many people simply can't do without, since they offer a level of personal freedom that's hard to come by and isn't bound to be given up without a fight. Sarah still has a lot to offer in this day and age.